Hey folks, Tony Mac, TMcActual. Pretty excited about this video. It's one of our, well, it's actually our first unboxing video. We're going to unbox a Shadow Systems MR920 blaster. I've been wanting one of these guns for a while. They came out with the 918 last year. Came out with the 920 early this year. It's actually introduced it at SHOT Show, and I was able to get my hands on one. So we're going to look at it, unbox it, look at it, talk about it a little bit, and then we're going to shoot it and review it in another video. Stay tuned. I know you're on the edge of your seats. Here we go. And pretty excited about this. This is a Shadow Systems MR920. And Shadow Systems released the MR918 early last year, 19. This one come out early, actually March of this year. They introduced it at SHOT Show, and I was able to get one. Been wanting one for a while, and like I said, I'm pretty excited about it. I've got several friends that had them that have them, and they absolutely love them. Talk about how good they shoot and tote and everything like that. So I was able to get my hands on the MR920, and so we're gonna unbox it and see what all's in here. So those of you that don't know or may not be familiar with Shadow Systems, they are an American-based company, made in the good old USA, Plano, Texas. Shout out to all my Texas folks. So, American-made pistol, which I really like, and let's get into it. So when you look at it, it comes in a kind of a plain white cardboard box. They put a lot of money in the packaging here. Those of us that are used to buying pistols that come in hard plastic cases and stuff, Shadow Systems decided to put their money into the gun instead of packaging. So it just comes in a plain white cardboard box. So let's see what's in it. Opening it up, you can see it comes in a black range bag. We'll get into that in a minute, but here at the top, we have some things up front that's kind of taped or adhesived up in there. And what this is the RMR mounting optics, different platforms, and of course some little Loctite here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what this is and how it relates to the gun here in just a little bit when we get to looking at the gun. But as soon as you open the box, you see that it's kind of has an adhesive up here. So we've got a nice range bag here, and we'll open that here in a minute. Inside the box, you've got, of course, our lock, and then instructions on how to use the lock, and the operations manual. Now, I will say this about their operations manual. This is probably the best operations manual of any weapon I've seen. They go really put some time and effort and thought into this. Colored pictures, really talks about different things. Talks about the mount. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute when we look at the gun. That's pretty neat. I kind of like how they did that. And then, of course, we have the Shadow Systems sticker. Some free swag. Alrighty, there's that. So, we'll set the box over here to the side. And let's look at the range bag. Nice little range bag. It's in big zippers. Open it up. Here we have got the back straps to kind of set how the gun sets in your hand, and we also have a larger mag well that you can put on here to make those changes quicker and easier, and of course some Lucas gun oil. Looky there. Here you can hold 5 magazines. It comes with 2 magazines. They are P-mags. That's what Shadow Systems uses, is P-mags. And looking at the gun itself, comes with 2 mags. Go ahead and it's safe. So let's look at the gun. And this is the MR920. Has the striations cut. I like a few things about this gun that made me excited. I haven't shot it yet, so this is just the unboxing video, but let's point out a few things here. One thing I like is they have a little ledge around the slide lock. Now, those of you that use the slide lock a lot to in mag changes, when you run it dry and stuff, this may cause you a little bit of issues here because that slide lock does set very close to the frame. But it doesn't cause me any problem there because of I don't use that a lot when I'm doing my mag changes. Big magazine release button. Breaks down a lot like another gun that's on the market. Flat trigger. One thing I do like is this large recoil control ledge here, and on this side as well. Those of us that shoot thumbs forward, it gives you a natural spot for your thumbs to set. I really like that. And indexing, it gives a nice spot for my indexing finger to go. I like that a lot. So, what does MR920 stand for? MR920, the MR is multi-roll, 9mm, released in 2020. There you go, in case you were wondering what it stands for. Again, made by Shadow Systems, Plano, Texas. Has some rounded back corners here. Even the beaver tail is rounded so it doesn't dig into you. Has a nice RMR footprint. That's what we were talking about, some of the things that was in that other bag, or that other little plastic baggie. This you will use to mount an RMR optic here. And Shadow Systems has really knocked it out of the park with this. Instead of having to get your slide mill to cut to fit a certain footprint, this one here fits a lot of different ones with the adapters they have here. Most of your big ones that's on the market will fit right here. And they've got it cut to where it gives it a lower footprint so it doesn't stick up as high. That is awesome. That's a game changer right there. The frame is nice. I think it'll be good for new shooters, especially ticks and indexing. Fits big hands. Texture is not too rough, even though it's textured for grip. It's not so rough that I think it's going to rub against me when I'm carrying appendix or at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever. So it gives a good grip, but it's not too rough. So you don't have to go out and get it stippled. Has a deep beaver tail here. I really like that. It seems to guide your hand straight onto it when I'm reaching down, and it seats that gun deep in there to keep that low grip. Everybody says this is one of the flattest shooting guns on the market right now, and I can see why. Keeps that low grip, guides my hand right onto it. Got that flat facing trigger, 4-pound trigger pull on it. This trigger is really crisp. I really like it. And I think from everything that my friends have talked about, and I've read, it even gets a little bit more crisp when you get about 1,000 rounds on it. Mine is the tactical version of it. Comes with threaded barrel, in case I want to go a little quiet on it, and it comes with Amerigo sights. There. Beautiful gun. Can't wait. Hope this thing turns out as good as I expect it to. We're gonna run about 1,000 rounds through it and then review it again. Maybe do some swap out on the back straps to see which one fits best and gets me shooting best with this gun. Man, it punches out nice. You can acquire those sights really quick. But Shadow Systems MR920. Again, made in the great state of Texas in USA. Like that. So we're gonna, that's our unboxing of it. We're going to put it through its paces and see how it stands up to some Israeli combat shooting. Sticking about 1,000 rounds through it. And then we'll come back and do a review on it. All right, thanks, train hard, stay safe.